Arrived a little bit sooner than I was expecting. This one is an iPhone 5S. It's currently at the end of its life. The battery just for some reason at like 30%. No, with no battery left. Performance noticed a bit of a dip. So I wasn't that keen on getting another iPhone. I've got one, I've had one. So I thought, gonna get something else. No, it's not a Samsung. No, it's not an LG. No, it's not HTC. Come on, keep guessing. That's right, it's a Huawei P10. I couldn't find a smaller knife. I've got a bit. Ah, yes! The knife was great, but I had to do it off camera just to make sure I didn't completely destroy the phone. Knife. Nice knowing you. Right. The phone. So we'll put that to one side. Wow, that's huge. I was expecting that to be like a little thin thing, and it's enormous. You've got a book. You've got a book to read. Thank you for that. Hopefully it's in English. Otherwise, well, I can't really read anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's get some of the accessories out. We have some nifty headphones, and we have the USB Type-C connector. Got the key, the SIM card key. That's grand. And then we've got a trillion bits of documentation and a case. That's cool, Huawei. Wish you told me that was in the box, because I've gone and bought something. I went and bought a phone case. Cool. Do you have any power? You do! So this is the Huawei P10. It's a great phone. Love the phone. This fingerprint sensor never worked. This is incredible. It's open. And it's not, you have to put your finger in the right place, otherwise it's not going to work, or, you know, you have to put it in the exact place where you programmed it. No, just vaguely put it on, works. Nice metal construction, performs like any modern smartphone would. Also on the power button, I like that it's got this nice red accent around it, as well as the tactile feel. So if you're in your pocket, you can feel the phone and go, oh, that's the power button, not the volume button, so you're going to not turn your phone on and call somebody in, you know. So what's the camera like? The camera's actually very good. You can get a nice depth of field with it, and if you use the selfie-facing camera, it's got beauty mode, everything you need in a modern smartphone, which is very nice. One thing I do like about this, while I'm on the topic of cameras, it has a variable blur focus thing. So this feature is actually very useful for post-production as well, because when you've enabled the wide aperture, when you go in, you can actually set where you want the focus to be. So if you've focused it slightly wrong, or the camera's focused it slightly wrong, you can then change that in post. So it's a very nice feature. Video, it shoots 4K 1080p. So at the moment I'm recording at 1080p 60. This can do 4K 30. It can do 1080p 120 frames a second on its slow motion mode. Not the greatest 120 frames a second, must admit. The focus sometimes varies quite a lot when you slow it down. This is 1080p, and I'm now going to jump cut to 4K. So this is now 4K. So another thing I'd say about this, which is a little bit disappointing for a flagship, is it's not waterproof, which is not the biggest thing until you get to a place like this with the sea, and I can see why smartphones actually being waterproof just give you that peace of mind that if you do fall in a pool or the sea, you're not going to destroy them, which is nice. Speaking of protection as well, it comes with a screen protector already applied, which I think is a great idea. Very nice thing. So when you get your phone, you will notice that it's not running stock Android. This is using a bit of a skin from Huawei. So this phone does ship with 64 gigabytes of storage, which I do think is enough storage for one person. You can obviously add an SD card, which will expand, a micro SD card to expand your storage, but I think 64 gigabytes is better than 8 for whatever came with the iPhone. So another amazing thing about the Huawei P10 is the battery, but this is backed up by the charger, which has fast charging, which means you can charge to I think about 50% in like 20 minutes. It has USB Type-C to charge, and it also has a headphone jack, which is very rare on a high-end smartphone. Audio system, the audio is not great, I must admit. The single mono speaker, it's not the greatest speaker, but as a smartphone speaker go, it's pretty good. Another cool thing about the phone, which you may not know, is it has gesture control. So it has a knuckle sensor. It's the best way to describe it. But if you use a knuckle of any description and hit the phone, you get this effect. Now what that means is you can take a screenshot. But what you can do is if you use certain letters, for example, if I do the letter C, do a C, it will open the camera. It's nice to have, but I don't really use it. I use it for screenshots, that's it. So this has been the Huawei P10, and I will see you in the next episode of Thoughts On.